Oh my God. We did it. What do you got? Caught some on a boat.
Hey guys, we are currently on the road in a Home Depot rental truck. We kind of did a little thing on a whim here. We've driven up from Key West and we're headed up to West Palm Beach. It's about like a 4.5 hour drive. Let's give you some context on why all of this is going on.
Okay, so I would say probably about, I don't know, maybe a month ago was when the anticipation started to build. That Gabby, I would say we both are, but Gabby specifically got really on the idea of getting a boat.
I would say this boat kick, like I've always wanted my own boat. But finally we are in Key West for a long enough time that it makes sense.
So we've been looking in Key West for a while. We've been looking on Facebook Marketplace mostly. There are some boats that have popped up. We've checked out a few that haven't really seemed right. And so yesterday, Gabby found this one that we're interested enough to go check out.
So yeah, so I was looking on Marketplace and like Brendan said, in Key West area, inventory was all pretty much the same. So widened the search a bit and saw this really nice looking Carolina skiff in West Palm Beach. And we're about 30 minutes out from getting there. So
I feel like my excitement's just starting to build. So we got up super early this morning.
Alarms went off at 3:30 a.m.
We're probably 3.5 hours into a drive, and now the sun's coming up. We're getting close to getting there.
But yeah, got up at 3:30 in the morning, paid for one day for this rental of this truck. It was 140 bucks, and just fingers crossed this boat looks as nice as it does in the photos.
Just for a little bit of additional context, what we are looking for in a boat is that there is water in the back of the campground. There's a little path that leads out to the Gulf and to the ocean. So it is capable of probably taking about a 16 or 17 foot boat. The path is pretty narrow, and it also really depends on the tide. It can be anywhere from, I would say, like 6 inches to maybe 1.5 feet. So we're looking for a boat that was small enough that could fit out, something a little bit more narrow, but also something that drafts really shallow. It can go in shallow water. This seems to fit all of our criteria. Everything kind of seems like it's going to work out, but fingers crossed that it looks as good as we saw online, and yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.
It's always good to go into the mindset when you're looking to buy something that's used that you should always be okay with walking away from it. Definitely, we're kind of going out on a bit of a whim here. I mean, it is a Saturday, so we don't have work, luckily. I mean, we got this truck rental, we got the cash to buy this boat, but if something about the boat seems off, we're both totally on the same page that if something seems off about the guy, if the boat has a crack that's questionable, you know, it's not an all or nothing thing. We're going up with open expectations that it can go either way. Hopefully, of course, it goes one way, that we get the boat, everything works out. But you know what? If you are in these positions, definitely just stay open-minded. You don't want to bring yourself back a problem. So I'm hoping at the end of this video, we'll have a fantastic boat and I can tell you when an opportunity comes up to jump on it, but until...
If not, maybe just a boring video.
Yeah. All right. Not sure how well you guys can hear me, but we were about to gas up and the credit card price is $1 more than cash. This place is like criminal. Literally all the gas stations we've gassed up at with our RV, I have never seen that big of price gouging. Brendan was about to fill up and then he noticed it was like $3.99 for a card. Like gas station across the street is like $2.80 or something. So I guess you just always got to be cautious of what the actual credit price is.
my God, we did it. So pretty smooth transaction. I'd say we've been here for like 30 minutes, but just did like all of our walkthroughs of the boat, make sure everything seemed solid, started it up to make sure the engine ran, everything checked out.
I feel like the only thing that maybe I wasn't entirely too aware, if you come over here, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but if you look underneath, there's kind of like some barnacle growth under here. So he said he kept it in the water for up to 6 to 8 months at a time. Not a big deal at all. All that means is some manual labor of scrubbing and getting down dirty. So scrubbing, I mean, it has some little scratches here and there, literally nothing that some sweat work can't fix. In terms of the inside of the boat, I mean, I was super happy. The entire boat seems really solid. The guy was super nice, totally honest. He's like, I bought this for $13,500. I think he said like 2 years ago, and we're buying it for $9,000. So for the boat, with the trailer, with cushions, with a custom cover that covers everything, with the bimini, and the engine is a Yamaha 40, and it only has 56 hours on it. So this boat is so excited to see the ocean, and I am just so darn excited to get it back to Key West.
Yeah, so while Gabby was doing all the paperwork, I loaded up the bed with all the kind of the extra accessories and stuff as well as we could. We strapped everything down here. Everything seems pretty secure. Hooked up the boat trailer and everything seems to be good to go. Now we've just got about a 4-hour drive back.
We just got to make it there in one piece. Let's do this. All right, while we're killing some time on the road here, I can bring up some things that you should look for when evaluating a used boat on the market. Pretty much some like high-level things. I do not claim to be a boat expert, but going to look...
And I know next to nothing, so I'm going with Gabby's opinion on this one.
Yeah, so just being raised with boats, I feel like I have an idea of things to look for. For one, just making sure that the hull is solid. You want to walk all across the boat and make sure that there's no soft spots. If you don't know what a soft spot is, as soon as you step on one, you will. It's just a soft piece of fiberglass that's on the boat. The entire hull should be solid. So kind of going around the hull, you can knock on the sides, walking on the entire surface, making sure there's no soft areas, and also looking for any like hairline cracks, which honestly, depending on the crack, UV is so harsh in Florida, it's going to happen. If there are small little hairline cracks in the surface of the fiberglass, no big deal. If it's bigger stuff, especially near the transom by the back of the boat, something to potentially be cautious of. So for one, evaluating the hull. I would say two, you want to look at electrical. So you want to make sure that your nav lights, if there's an anchor light, the horn, radar, anything that the boat has, you want to just run those tests super quickly. I know that you can be so excited to jump on an opportunity, but the small second that it takes to check this stuff definitely can save you money in the long run, because if you find something that doesn't work, now you can negotiate down the price. And then third thing I would say is just really when it comes to steering and the engine itself. So for one, you want to just check the steering, just turn the steering wheel left and right a few times, just make sure that everything operates there smoothly. You can move the gear shifter while the boat is off, just to make sure that it shifts nicely with it off. Then for actually testing the outboard, something I highly recommend doing. So this boat that we're looking at, it's on a trailer, but you can always hook outboard engines up to a hose with some earmuffs, or just kind of directly to it how you would flush an engine. So that way you have a water hose running through the engine and then you can start it up. But keep in mind that typically you never want to start an outboard engine without any water. You know, you can just kind of put it into gear, make sure the prop's spinning, and then also put it in reverse, make sure the prop's spinning as well. So you want to test the engine. You can also take off the cowling of the outboard, just make sure that the inside of that looks clean. Once again, by no means am I a mechanic. If you take off the engine cowling, it's super dirty in there. If it reeks of oil, if there's oil all over the place, that's a red flag. And then for us, we're driving 4.5 hours up the road to get this boat. So we have to drive back with it 4.5 hours, meaning that we need to make sure that the trailer is also in good condition. So just taking a look at the wheel bearings, making sure that the tires hold air, that the leaf springs look all right. So we have our boat checked, the trailer checked, say that everything checks out. Another thing to mention is I highly recommend bringing tools with you if you're going to buy a similar purchase like this. Just having tools with you in case you need to change a spare tire or whatever goes wrong. So we have an entire socket kit, we have a torque wrench, pretty much we have everything we need to change a tire. We have an air compressor as well and a handy dandy flashlight. So guys, hopefully that was helpful. I know that was a ton of information, but just going over their things to check on the boat, things to check on the trailer, and then as well as things to take with you in the event of an emergency.
Hello. Okay, we have now made it back. We completed the journey of bringing the boat back to Key West. We parked it in front of our place and we're gonna figure out what to do with it. We still have to register it, get some of the stuff in order to take it out.
All in all, probably took us about 12 hours because we got up at 3:30 in the morning. We started driving by 4 and we got back probably just about 3:30. Had the truck dropped off at Home Depot at 4. So
yeah,
it's
long
a long
day.
day.
We did it, we did it.
So yeah, super excited to see how everything runs. But yeah, we'll go ahead, give the boat some love, and we will definitely make sure to document the first time we kind of take it out for its official voyage. But guys, if you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. And guys, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, keep up with our adventures. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.